Maya's voice cut the wind, calm, sharp. She knelt on the steel grid of the Brooklyn Bridge. Traffic roared, phones lifted. A tiny body shook. The puppy pressed into her palm, blindfolded, muzzled by cloth, 4 months old. Bones like twigs. Breath fast and shallow. A gray-hooded man hovered near the rail. He smirked. "Not your business," he said. Maya didn't look up. "Who tied this?" Maya traced the knot. Clean loop, sharp pull. Not a street knot, a practice knot. She glanced at the hooded man again. He had turned his face. He was waiting, but someone wanted this scene, and Maya knew why. What the crowd didn't know was simple. This wasn't the first, and the pattern was back. Dismissal on cue. Officer Dwyer finally reached them, mid-40s, tired eyes. He took one look and rolled them. "Ma'am, move along." Maya didn't move. "This is felony cruelty. Call it in," she said. Dwyer shook his head. "It's rush hour." He shooed his hand like flies. "Don't make a scene. The scene is already here," Maya said. She held the pup to her chest. She felt the ribs. She felt heat. Time mattered. A teenager snickered. "It's just a dog." The black dad's jaw flexed. He said nothing, but he stayed. That was enough for now. Maya tapped her lapel. "Body cam on," Dwyer scoffed. "What are you, news?" She didn't answer. She studied the knot again. Grease in the weave. The cloth had fibers that caught light. Not cotton, mixed, cheap but specific. "Who tied this?" she asked. "The hooded man." He checked his phone. "Not my problem." The puppy whimpered. It tightened like a leaf in wind. Maya's hand steadied the small head. She cut the blindfold with a tiny clipper from her pocket. Gentle, precise. The cloth fell, soft into her palm. There inside the seam something thin, hard. She raised it to the light, a thread of metal. Not a mistake, not random. The crowd murmured. Dwyer exhaled. Bored, but the knot stain was a signature, and Maya had seen it before. A badge you didn't expect. Twist one. Dwyer reached again. "Hand it over." Maya's hand moved first. She opened a simple wallet. A modest badge flashed. City Investigations Animal Welfare Task Liaison. Not loud, very real. Dwyer straightened. His tone cooled. "Still, step aside." Maya's stare didn't blink. "Go read the badge before you open your mouth." A hush rolled through the crowd. The white couple stopped walking. The black dad gave a small nod. Even the teenager lowered his phone. Maya slipped the cloth into an evidence bag. She pinched the metal thread with tweezers. It glinted with tiny marks. She spoke for the camera. Blindfold cloth. Grease on knot. Metal filament embedded. Possible micro-etching. Her memory clicked. 3 earlier cases. Same knot. Same smear. Same thread. She whispered to the puppy. "Hold on. Almost done." From the corner of her eye, she saw it. Gray hoodie hadn't left. He leaned on a black SUV. Another hoodie joined him. A third filmed. Maya sealed the bag. She checked the seam again. The filament had tiny letters scratched in. 2 initials. She couldn't read them yet, but she knew they were there. Dwyer radioed for his supervisor. "Lieutenant on the way," he said. Relief warmed his face like a habit. The crowd breathed, waiting for a bigger voice. The bridge shook under trucks. The puppy trembled less. Maya's hand stayed calm. The man in the gray hoodie stayed too, and he wasn't alone. The hoodies turned. 2 hoodies edged toward the pedestrian lane. It idled where a tow sign said "No standing." Patrol lights flashed. A sedan pulled up. Lieutenant Charles Kent stepped out. Late 50s, polished, cold smile. Collar crisp, shoes that never met the grid. "We'll take it from here," he said. "You're late," Maya said. Kent's look slid over her cardigan, her plain shoes, the puppy. He dusted a speck from his sleeve. Behind him, Dwyer relaxed, almost relieved. The crowd settled as if a teacher had entered. White onlookers eased. Minority faces stayed wary. Kent glanced at the evidence bag. "What's this theater?" he asked. "Evidence," Maya said. "Chain of care first, then custody." He gave a small laugh. "You'll hand it over." Maya didn't blink. What Kent didn't know was simple. Maya had a file, and his name lived in its margins. Maya bagged the cloth. She lifted the sliver of metal to her lens. The camera caught the marks. Tiny, clean. She spoke for the record. filament shows micro-etching. Her eyes narrowed. Letters appear to be R and K. Kent's jaw barely flexed. Coincidence, he said. Maya didn't answer. She slid the bag shut. Her lapel cam streamed to a cloud she did not own alone. Not local. Not fragile. Not stoppable by a hand on a power button. The puppy's chest fluttered. Maya pressed her ear to its side. Heartbeat fast. Still steady. "Sir," Dwyer said low. "What do you want to do?" Kent kept smiling. A man in the crowd nodded. "Red Hook ringers. They buy stacks." Maya glanced at him. "Thank you," Kent chuckled. "Now we're doing laundry lists?" "Patterns," Maya said. She raised the metal filament again. The scratch marks read clean now. R.K. Kent folded his arms. Coincidence. 3 cases, Maya said. Same mark. She snapped a photo of the SUV plate. She sent it with a thumb flick. Not to local dispatch. Somewhere else. The gray hoodie lowered his face. He texted harder. "Lieutenant," Dwyer said quietly. "Should we?" "No," Kent said. "We're done here." He reached for the evidence bag. Maya moved it away without looking at him. She kept her voice low. "This isn't a headline, it's a map. And you're on it." But the reply she waited for was already in flight. Faster than their anger. The ring and the fundraiser, twist 3. Her phone buzzed. Counsel's reply, 1 image. Maya lifted it to the lens. A flyer. Red Hook Ringers Benefit Night. Guest of honor, Lieutenant Charles Kent. Gasps rippled. A woman covered her mouth. A man whispered, "No way." Kent's face set hard. Smear job. "Follow the money," Maya said. She scrolled. Donations to a community fund. Dates along the right edge. Dates that match the nights. Coincidence, Kent repeated. But his voice snagged on the word. Dwyer looked at the flyer. His hand shook. Only once. Then he tucked it behind his back. Maya spoke to the stream. Red Hook Ringers. Towel stock. R.K. Filament. Benefit with the same initials. Guest of honor with the same name. The crowd's energy shifted. White. Tourists looked at one another now, uneasy. Minority parents edged forward, eyes hot. "What is this?" Someone asked. "A ring? Call it what it is," Maya said. "Cruelty for fun. Cruelty for cash." The puppy stirred and licked her thumb. She held the small head and kept. Her voice flat. "Breathe, sweetheart. You're safe." Kent turned away to make a call. The call didn't connect. He tried again. No luck. The black SUV idled. The hoodies watched with small, animal eyes. The ring wasn't just money. It was cover. "The pup has a name." A little girl peered from behind the black dad's leg. Her braids swung in the wind. "What's her name?" she asked. Maya kept her gaze on Kent. The girl waited. Her eyes were steady. "Lucky," the girl said. "Her name is Lucky." Maya finally looked down. "Lucky it is." The puppy wagged once. Weak but real. The crowd softened. A woman sniffed back tears. A man took off his cap. Kent looked disgusted. Sentimental distractions. "A life is not a distraction," Maya said. She thumbed a number. "Meeting point," she said into the phone. "Bridge exit. 10 minutes. Bring the kit." "Who are you calling?" Kent asked. "Help," Maya said. The black dad stepped. Close. "Name, Maya Brooks," she said. "Spell it right." "Step aside, Ms. Brooks." "No." He tried to hand her the citation. She didn't take it. "Lieutenant," someone shouted. "Arrest. The real criminals." "Do your job," another voice snapped. Dwyer glanced at the SUV. The hoodies had turned toward the ramp. One hand on the gear shift. Nervous. Maya spoke, still calm. "You can detain me," she said. "Or you can detain the men in that SUV." Kent hesitated. It lasted half a breath. Long enough to show. The Black Dad lifted his phone higher. "Plate," Maya said. He called it out. She repeated it, clear, into her cam. "Plate recorded," she said. The SUV hesitated, then rolled an inch, then another. Then the driver froze. Sirens grew behind the hum of traffic, not Kent's units. Something else. Maya didn't move. She let the sound build. She let the crowd hear hope. Kent stared at the approaching lights, annoyed first, then wary. The hoodies shifted in the SUV. They were coiled to run. But running was getting harder now, because the sirens getting close weren't his friends. They were someone else's. Jurisdiction shift, twist 4 plus cliffhanger. 2 unmarked cars slid to the curb. Doors opened. Agents stepped out. Plain suits, gold focus. A Latina woman led them. "Ms. Brooks," she said, flashing a badge. "Agent Rivera, State Egg Investigations. We got your stream." "This is my scene," Kent snapped. "Not anymore," Rivera said. The crowd broke into cheers. They weren't loud. They were deep. The SUV doors popped. Hoodies jumped out, tried to run. 2 agents caught the first easily. The second stumbled on a steel plate. Phone swung to follow. Kent took a step toward Maya. "You think you won?" Maya's voice dropped. "No, I'm not done." Rivera glanced at the evidence bag. "Chain looks intact," she said. "We'll take the pup to the vet." "Immediate care," Maya said. "No holds, already arranged." Kent's radio squawked useless noise. He didn't hear it. Maya looked him in the eye. There was no heat, only ice. "Check your phone, Lieutenant." Part 13, receipts. Kent glanced down. He didn't want to, but he did. Photos waited, transfers, screenshots, donations from the boxing club to a community fund. The fund tied to his brother-in-law. The dates matched the cruelty nights. He went pale. It washed him clean. For a breath, he looked 10 years older. "This is illegal," he whispered. "You said it," Maya replied, "on tape." Dwyer took a step back from Kent. His pen slipped into his pocket. He stared at the bridge, at the river, at anything else. Agent Rivera nodded to her team. "Secure the SUV, secure the suspects, catalog everything." Each word landed like a step. Kent sputtered. "This is a mistake. You built it?" Maya said, "I own it." Phones captured the line. A few people clapped. A few cried. The wind carried both sounds away. Kent stared at the phones, then at Maya, then at Lucky. No swagger now, only air slipping out of a man. "Agent," Maya said. "The pup?" "Immediate vet," Rivera said. "Then Foster." "Use my list," Maya said. "No Mills, no fake rescues." Rivera nodded. "Send it." The crowd shifted again. Those who jeered earlier now asked how to help. A woman in a Yankees cap pulled out her wallet. A man asked for a link. Maya gave them a short URL. "Vetted rescues only," she said. "Donate if you can. Share if you can't." Dwyer cleared his throat. He looked at Maya. He looked at Kent in cuffs. Something inside him turned. He faced the crowd. "Make way," he said. His voice had changed. It carried weight now, not shrug. The agents walked Kent past the phones. He kept his eyes down. But there was one truth left, the one Maya kept quiet. The one that burned cold. # Part 15, Why She Fights, Twist 5 and Payoff. Years ago, Maya sat in a different hallway, a different precinct, a different silence. Her brother's case sat in a bin. No calls, no hurry. A shrug behind a desk. A smile that said, "Wait your turn." She learned that day what silence costs. She learned how power hides. She learned how to hold a camera steady when her hands shake. So she built a habit. Document. Back up. Speak clean. Push light into corners that pretend to be empty. Tonight, the corners were crowded. Tonight, the light held. Lucky rode in a rescue van wrapped tight. A vet waited in a small clinic off the ramp. Warm hands. Warm blanket. Fluids. Care. Not a number. A life. The hoodie sat on a curb, hands bound. They stared at the river, small and stunned. Agent Rivera coordinated with her team. The flyer led to a folder. The folder led to a room. The room led to a raid before dawn. The ring cracked open like old paint. Maya stood on the bridge and faced the phones. She didn't smile. Her voice was level. "You closed your eyes," she said. Not today. She let the silence stretch. She let the crowd feel the weight. Now, imagine this was your block. Imagine this was your child's eyes tied shut. Would you walk away or fight back? She scanned faces. Some looked down. Some looked up. Most looked at her. "If you're angry, share this," she said. "If you care, help us. Comment with your city. We'll come." The black dad stepped forward. "Thank you," he said. Maya nodded. "Thank you for staying." The little girl reached for Maya's hand. "Can I visit Lucky?" "Yes," Maya said. "When she's strong." The sun dipped lower. The river carried the bridges. Shadow to the far shore. Phones lowered. People breathed. Maya folded the blindfold into the evidence bag. She sealed it tight. She labeled it with time and place. Not a gag, a witness. She tucked the bag into Rivera's hand. Then she finally let herself breathe. "Get her out of here," someone had said once. "Get her out." Tonight, Maya did, and the city watched, and the city learned. The bridge hummed. The traffic moved. The wind ran its fingers along the cables. Lucky slept in a warm towel under clinic lights. A small chest rose. It fell. It rose again. Justice isn't loud. It is steady. It is cold and clean. It cuts without shouting. Maya checked her stream one last time. The comments poured like rain. Anger, grief, offers to help. Names of cities, hometowns, blocks that needed light. She closed the app. She pressed her palm to the rail. Steel, solid, honest. She looked down the span. Then she turned toward the exit ramp. Work to do. Calls to make. Lives to guard. No gloat. No speech. Just the work. And a city that would not forget the day a blindfold became a witness. A ring cracked apart, and a quiet woman with a plain badge said, "Not today." Asterisk, asterisk, if this moved you, share it. If you can, donate to your local vetted rescue. Drop your city in the comments. Let's bring the light there next.